This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hi, I'm Ray Collins. Alan is off tonight. The Black Lives Matter movement began 3 years ago and is now nationwide and also here on the Suncoast. Last Thursday, some high school students in Manatee County held peaceful protests, all stemming from an incident during School Spirit Week. One student brought in a Confederate flag, which sparked a massive response on social media. Yesterday, another protest held at Bradenton's Riverwalk with the message, "Stand with students." Tonight, a closer look at the younger generation getting involved in activism and what it means for the area. That's our focus tonight, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. Hurricane Matthew is still a major Category 4 storm and now moving closer to several Caribbean islands. The hurricane, in fact, is blamed for 4 deaths already. The Caribbean is bracing for strong winds and potentially catastrophic flooding. Forecasters say the storm could dump more than 3 feet of rain in some areas. Meantime, Governor Scott warning Florida residents to also be prepared.
Here's the way you think about this. Right now, the projected path is a little off our coast. It can change on a moment's notice. When that happens, we're not going to have a lot of time to get ready. So keep informed, stay informed, be prepared ahead of time. Make sure you have your water, make sure you have your food, make sure you have your medicine. If you think you might have to evacuate, know where your shelters are. Do all these things.
Governor Scott suggests you visit flgetaplan.org for more information on how to prepare for the storm. And for more on the local situation, let's get the forecast now from Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrop. Bob.
Well, some big changes have happened today. In fact, we are looking at a developing storm system which is going to make landfall as a Category 4, possibly a 5, because the satellite imagery just over the last couple of hours showing a little bit better organized eye or center with this. On top of that, the pattern has shifted more to the west after day 3, and that puts Florida more at risk. And that's the reason why the governor has made that decision this afternoon. Get a look at the satellite review. You can see the eye quite clearly getting a little bit better and tighter, and that means the storm may be intensifying with some strong banding features and excellent conditions for development. The good news is, if there is some, Jamaica no longer under the hurricane warning because it's going to pass to the east of Jamaica. They are still going to get big impacts from this in terms of storm surge, heavy rainfall, but they will be on the lighter side of the system as it makes its way to the north. Top winds at 140 could make landfall as a Category 4 and possibly 5. That's tomorrow morning sometime around 6, 7 o'clock. And then the eastern tip of Cuba. By the way, the eastern tip not as mountainous, so it won't really hammer the system too much, and it will still be a major hurricane, it appears, as it heads toward the central Bahamas with 125-mile-an-hour winds. One thing also to note is that the wind field with this has really expanded to 185 miles out from the center. And get a look at this cone now. Unfortunately, the last output from the computer forecast models are suggesting more of a westerly course, and that puts much of Florida, the East Coast, in play here. And you don't focus on the center line here so much. It's anywhere within inside that cone is where the storm could be, the center. But the hurricane force winds or possibly tropical storm force winds can extend well away from that center position. And right now it appears that it will be east, but the models are starting to shift more toward Florida after day 2. And you can see that quite clearly from this latest graphic right there, showing several models, the UK Met in particular, moving right along the East Coast, which would be devastating for the state if it were to do that, producing a tremendous amount of rainfall. Again, there's the models again without the satellite imagery, showing a few of those moving right on in. As far as we're concerned here right now, we should just be watching it very closely. There's a chance we could see things change at the 11 o'clock advisory. And there's quite a bit of rain around here, and it has been, and flooding is a concern here. Some localized street flooding as a result of the heavy rain that continues to gather in the Gulf and move on shore. So we're not quite out of the woods yet here as well, and it looks like we will monitor that through the evening. More coming up a little bit later in this newscast.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, Bob. Vice President Joe Biden left Sarasota about half an hour ago after visiting Newtown this afternoon. Biden spoke at the Robert L. Taylor Community Complex. He spoke about the importance of Florida in this election, saying it holds the key to a Hillary Clinton victory. He urged everyone to register to vote and turn out. He also questioned Donald Trump's ability to work with foreign leaders and hit him hard also on his taxes.
Says, I don't pay federal taxes, possibly for 18 years or more. And then he says, that makes me smart. What does that say about my father who busted his neck 70 hours a week, making sure that we had food on the table, making sure the neighborhood was safe, making sure that he was doing his part? I'm not joking. Think about it.
And tomorrow night, the VP candidates vying for Joe Biden's job will face off in a debate tomorrow night. Election supervisors here on the Suncoast are taking precautions after a hacking attempt on voter registration systems in more than 20 states. The Homeland Security Department is assisting states, including Florida, against cyber attacks. This follows reports of hackers attempting to alter or delete voter registration data. Now, both Sarasota and Manatee were included in a conference call with the State Elections Division. While the threat has specifically included Florida, election officials are carefully monitoring for anything out of the ordinary.
We were identifying IP addresses that were suspicious, and we checked our systems here, and now we're going to be even more vigilant, and we're going to be checking daily.
Federal and state agencies say the election system is so diverse and decentralized, it will be extremely difficult to affect the outcome. Sarasota County health experts have lifted the no-swim advisory at some area beaches. The last of the warnings are history now at Turtle Beach and Nokomis Beach. Signs went up last week when they found high levels of bacteria. And though the signs are down, warnings remain about the red tide algae bloom. Sarasota County has 34 miles of beaches. The treasurer for a Manatee County parent-teacher organization is facing a felony charge tonight. 29-year-old Jessica Loriano is accused of stealing more than $6,000 from the Seabreeze Elementary PTO. An investigation by the Sheriff's Office reveals 59 unauthorized transactions in a recent 2-year period.
She was using the money from the PTO for personal expenses, and this went on for well over a year.
Detectives charged her with scheming to defraud, a third-degree felony. Detectives also trying to solve a homicide in Manatee County. Deputies say they found a man shot to death late last night, about 11:45, on 1st Avenue East in Palmetto. The victim is 18-year-old Alexander Anderson. A sheriff's spokesman says they have no suspects yet. If this was a murder, it would be the 15th of the year, which is the same as all of last year in Manatee County. Some are concerned this year's count could go even higher.
You could have 2 or 3 in a week span, and then you might not have one for a couple of months. So hopefully that'll be the case now, but again, you just don't know.
I've had enough. I've been had enough since last year, you know, and it's to the point right now where I'm just, you know, I'm angry.
No word yet on a motive or a suspect in last night's shooting. Manatee County now has a new emergency medical services chief. Last hour, public safety officials swore in this man, Paul DeCiso. He's been the acting chief since February and first joined the county 11 years ago. DeCiso is from St. Petersburg. Congratulations to him. Still to come, Black Lives Matter protests among students now taking place in Manatee County. Find out what sparked the demonstrations when we come back.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
They took that stress, and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident. And it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Welcome back. A Confederate flag led to a strong reaction last week in Manatee County. A younger generation now getting involved in the national Black Lives Matter protests. More on the recent protests from our Kate Flexter.
The protest started here at Bradenton's Riverwalk, but unlike similar demonstrations across the country, this one was largely made up of high school students. Black Lives Matter. The signs read, "Stand with Manatee students," and "No more racism in our schools," as nearly 100 protesters took to the streets. It's all a reaction to this photo posted to social media of Manatee high school students holding the Confederate flag during Spirit Week. The school district quickly became aware of the flag, and the student turned it in upon the principal's request.
Students have a right of freedom of expression when they're at school, but when that freedom of expression crosses into a disruption to the school day, then again, the principal has a right to step in and do something.
For Manatee High student Dasani Wade, it was frustrating to see and reason to take action.
This was my first protest I participated in, so it felt like I wanted to do more and give back.
She's one of many young people getting involved in the growing movement. 22-year-old Snusha Glaude is fairly new to the cause herself.
I know that oftentimes I would much rather be doing something fun or something that requires less energy, but activism is work.
Shut it down! But she says it's crucial for the younger generations to continue this fight.
I feel as though it's especially important for younger people to develop that habit. That's something that I wish I would have done sooner instead of kind of like more recently, is to get into the habit of vocalizing my concerns, learning the language, and understanding how to relate to people and how to better organize so that I can see the changes that I want enacted.
For the president of the Black Lives Matter Minnesota Alliance, young involvement is important.
If younger people don't, step up, when they become adults, they will fight the same fight for their kids as our parents fought for us.
Along with the NAACP and Answer Suncoast, she's mentoring the students and teaching them how to peacefully advocate for a cause.
The older group, we take the initiatives ourselves, but for the younger generation to get involved, that there is really a need for change.
The group says it's planning several protests like it in the future. The next one will be on Saturday. In Bradenton, Kate Flexter, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Kate. Up next, much more in our roundtable discussion.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store of choice. Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. AndServices.com. AndServices.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom. the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
For more now on tonight's topic is Tarnisha Clayette, Vice President of the Manatee NAACP and President also of the Manatee Black Chamber of Commerce. Zaria Covington, a student organizer for Black Lives Matter protests, and Adeba Wally Nanette, an organizer with Answer Suncoast. Was that close?
Audible Vale, very close.
I was doing well in rehearsal, wasn't I? That's right. Zaria, you attend Manatee High School. What happened last Wednesday? Take us back to that, which really sparked this whole thing.
So it was a part of our Homecoming Spirit Week, and Wednesday was National Pride Day. So a lot of students, they came with their Trump wear, their Trump flags, and so one student decided to bring a Confederate flag. And so a lot of us, actually I didn't even see the Confederate flag. I didn't even know about it until I got on Facebook and I saw the photo. And so a lot of us, we kind of felt some type of way about that because we felt like that was a little too far and it was a little bit disrespectful. So we decided to take action.
Have there been signs of the Confederate flag previously in the high school?
No.
That was the first?
That was like the first time since I've been attending. So I've never seen it too.
And you mentioned the Trump T-shirts.
Yeah, a lot of the kids, they had their Trump T-shirts and they brought like Trump flags and all that stuff too. So
now, is that found offensive as well?
Not to me.
Right.
Maybe to some other kids, but it wasn't to me. I expected it.
Right. There are 2 candidates. So Thursday, you organized a protest.
Myself and a few other of my friends and my classmates, we got together and we said, let's, since they wanted to, bring the Confederate flag and, put that out, we decided, okay, let's get together, do it peacefully, do it the right way. We aren't trying to be violent, trying to start a riot. That wasn't our, in our thoughts. So we wanted to do a peaceful thing, and we, just said, let's wear all black to show that, we are important as well. And because there was a lot of other things that were going on. There was a lot of, ripping of other people's flags, and there were like racial slurs going around. So, like a lot of the seniors were saying things to minorities, so we were like, let's, do it peacefully. We're not gonna do the same thing that we did to them, that they did to us. So we wanted to just, we're all black and show that we are important just as any other person.
And there was apparently quite an organization, a groundswell, because Nanette, you had told me that each high school in Manatee County took part the next day.
Yes, they did. Palmetto High School, Bayshore High School Southeast, Manatee High School, Lakewood Ranch, Braden and River. All of these schools participated with 30+ students wearing all black, and Manatee with over 100 students, and they managed to do this all on their own within 24 hours. So we're quite proud of them.
Tarnisha, are you surprised at that quickly, the ability to motivate like that?
Actually, no. With the era of social media, I think it goes viral, and once it goes out into those streams of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, it's instant. And so we actually was not surprised that it went so viral like it did, because it's a controversial subject in this area. So I think it did rightfully so.
And you had mentioned, Zaria, that long before last Wednesday there had been some racial tension in the schools?
Yes, and well, it hasn't ever happened to me, but a lot of the kids, I think they do it to feel cool, or since like it's a lot of more seniors kind of talking down on the younger kids, so I kind of feel like that's that's how all that goes, and it's unacceptable, but that's what they do.
Have you noticed a change in the past few years? I mean, you're linked to the youth generation at this moment. The rest of us have all gotten out of high school.
Yes, I think for me, I'm much more vocal about a lot of things that I see, especially if they're wrong. Because when I was younger, I used to kind of be like, if I saw something or someone say something that was, you know, not okay to the next person, I would kind of just sit back and not say anything. But now that I'm older and I've seen a lot of, you know, crazy things go on, I become much more vocal and get it on the spot and, you know, help the next person out that's going through something.
And you get quick support from administration as well, if need be. Nanette, where did you go to high school?
I actually went to high school at Southeast. Graduated there in 2011.
And how do you think the atmosphere has changed? I imagine you might have some folks you stay in touch with back there.
Absolutely. In all honesty, a lot of things haven't changed, but a lot more things are being exposed and they're coming to light. Southeast is in a predominantly black-brown community or low-income community, with a lot of the students that attend there being part of low-income families. So you see a lot of racial tension in these type of schools and in this community. I don't think things are changing. A lot more things are being exposed and brought to light. So now it's our turn and our time as adults to come through and supervise and support these children, because like she said, now she's feeling more vocal about things that are going on, and it's our duty to come through and support these young people.
And you feel that some progress is being made?
Absolutely.
And I know, Tarnisha, you've got some information to add as far as historically, but we're going to have you hold that for now, if you don't mind.
Sure will.
We're going to take a quick break right now. There's more of our roundtable next, but first, the latest check on our forecast and also an update on Hurricane Matthew as well.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
More discussion next, but first, let's get that forecast from our chief meteorologist, Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Thanks, Ray. I tell you, we are getting a lot of rainfall still at this hour. We've gotten some reports from via email of in Venice and Inglewood, some of the heaviest rain they've seen thus far throughout the day, and more showers and storms still around. Anna Maria has had a couple of different times of showers and storms moving on through, and rainfall totals there, nearly 3 inches today alone, and more rain is on the way this evening. You can see all this moisture kind of working its way up from the south. There's a little line of low pressure, if you will, and some mid-level circulation bringing a lot of activity. The showers and storms that you see are still in progress and moving up from the south there. A large area of light to moderate to heavy at times. Showers and storms all throughout Charlotte County. You can see a little mid-level low kind of spinning around there with some of the storms as they work their way to the north. And another line of showers right over Anna Maria. Although that is starting to lessen somewhat, there's still some heavy rainfall there. There's Venice now, moderate showers near Nokomis and heavier rainfall near Northport. I mentioned the rainfall totals are very impressive, even up to this point, and more rain. We could see an additional inch of rain in some areas. Northwest Bradenton getting another line of showers there near 75th Street and Bradenton downtown, just a little bit of light rain occurring. Along State Road 64 near Waterleaf and stretching southward to near Lakewood Ranch, some heavier rainfall. Terracea along I-275 near the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Tough driving right now. And these are the rainfall estimates from the Doppler radar site. And you can see it's been pretty intense down in South Sarasota and into western portions of Manatee County. 2.3 estimates. We had an actual rain gauge right there at Bimini Bay at 2.7 inches of rain. 3.2 right there at Palmasola. 2.8 in the southern end of Anna Maria. 1 inch, just over an inch near Bradenton, and a little bit more so near Ellenton. So the rain is heavy. It's causing some problems with flooding concerns, especially out in the island. 76 degrees right now. Light rain falling at the airport, and the dew point 71. As far as the high goes today, it did warm into the upper 80s, 89 degrees at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. 73 was the morning low. Temperatures now have cooled down into the mid-70s in places, even some lower 70s in like Northport and Venice and Inglewood, Punta Gorda. That's that rain-cooled air. They'll actually warm up a little bit before midnight tonight. 77 in Cortez, 76 now in Bradenton. Well, with this line of low pressure in place, it is going to be a player as to where Matthew goes down the future. And this little low pressure trough that's been in there, the little piece of it's going to head to the southwest, while the whole trough shifts off to the east. And that may allow high pressure to build in a little stronger. That's been driving Matthew. And what that means is that there's a chance it could hit Florida. So we'll have to wait and see how that moves out now. It's getting better organized on the water vapor imagery. The eye is tightening up a bit. There's another little system here, a little fly in the ointment as far as where the future path of Matthew may go. This wasn't predicted by the models, and so there's a pretty good chance that could develop. There's some dry air to the east of it, but all in all, the storm system is looking healthier on the satellite imagery. You can see it, the eye tightening up, in fact, in some regards, as it pushes off toward the north. And we'll be getting an update here in just about 10-15 minutes from now. The next advisory coming down at 8 o'clock. The forecast path of track. Jamaica no longer in the hurricane warning, tropical storm warning for them. Haiti appears to be taking the brunt of this storm, and then Cuba, followed by the Bahamas, and then up the coast. And you'll notice that Florida now is again in that cone of uncertainty, and the center can pass anywhere within inside this cone. 80% of the time it does, but it still could even pass along the western edge of it, which would really put Florida in the play as far as strong winds go. And the models are shifting now to the west, and they have been throughout the afternoon, so that's something we'll have to watch. Right now it's another watching and waiting game, although we could see watches and warnings go up for the east coast of Florida as early as the 11 o'clock advisory. Seas running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out there. The water temperature very warm here and very warm out ahead of Matthew, too, as it progresses off to the north right now. And as far as the 7-day forecast goes, a lot will depend upon the future path of this major hurricane, which is going to cause catastrophic damage to Haiti through tonight. We'll be right back after this.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Tonight we're discussing the recent series of Black Lives Matter protests in Manatee County. To discuss this and what it means for our area, Tarnisha Clayette, the Vice President of the Manatee NAACP, Zaria Covington, a student organizer for Black Lives Matter protests, and Adi Boavali Nanette. I'm getting closer. You deserve that. An organizer with Answers Suncoast. Thank you again all for being here. And the first time you saw a weather forecast being done right in front of your faces and saw how unique it is, didn't you? Yeah. Special for you. Tarnisha, you went to Palmetto High School, I believe?
That's correct.
Let me lob you a broad brush question here. Take it how you wish. How have things changed? Broad brush question, I admit. How have things changed in the schools?
Well, honestly, there was not social media back then. It was not even around. Cell phones were a little on the bigger side, so you didn't have access to internet via cell phone. So that's definitely a couple things.
Were there any issues? Were there simmering issues when you were in high school?
There were issues that, as race-related, when I went to Palmetto High School, but it was something that I think we quickly resolved. And we had unity as it relates to the African American and the Caucasian students, and then the Latino community as well.
I'll put you on the spot. Why do you think the tone has changed? Is it social media or more?
I think it's a facet of a combination of things, I think. I think, as Lynette said here, it's something that's been in existence, but it's more prevalent now because of the social media. And then you have, in this generation, kids aren't accepting a lot of the things that took place back then, and they're really speaking out about it. So I think that's a couple things.
You get the impression that students are more engaged now than they were years ago?
I think, again, with the social media, it gives you the opportunity to look at it instantly. So the things that may have taken us 3 days or 4 days to get the information, we get it instantly now.
And then I'll skip to you then. How do you think things, or why have things changed, do you think?
I'm going to go ahead and piggyback right on what she said. Social media has definitely opened up an entire gateway. It's exposing a lot of things, and things are instant now. You have the entire world right there at your fingertips, so you have access to a lot of information, all these different type of videos. People are able to instantly connect with someone way across the world. So you get a chance to have these deep conversations about these issues instantly, all the time. I remember in elementary school, we were so excited just to write a pen pal, and it took an entire month to get a letter back. Now I could write somebody in China and I get an instant response. So that definitely plays a huge role in what's going on today. But I think there are pros and cons to it. I think it's absolutely great that they are able to utilize this for something positive so that they can connect with more people and get their voices heard, give themselves another platform.
And the cons?
The cons to the social media is it does make the world a lot smaller. I think people aren't as connected, or maybe don't value those things anymore. Like I said, in elementary school, it took a month to get a letter back. So as a child, you appreciated that time, and you couldn't wait to figure out what your friend way across the world was doing. When you graduate high school, there's really no point of even going to a high school reunion because of Facebook. I know that your children are involved in soccer. I know what activities you participate in on the weekend. So it kind of makes the world a little bit smaller, and I think people kind of distance themselves that way as well.
Zaria, I saw you nodding your head earlier. What did you want to say about this?
Everything that she was saying was pretty much right. I've learned to value and appreciate a lot of things because I know that I am fortunate, but at the same time I'm not like rich. So, and I'm kind of like a mediator, you know, for my friends, because I have friends that have more money and have better things than I do, and I also have those friends that have less than I do. So you know, I'm just very appreciative of, you know, everything that I have and the people that are in my life, and so I really do value it.
Tarnisha, I'll put you on the spot now. One issue in the news, police body cameras. How do you come down on that?
Well, I think it's something that it's necessary to have. It has accountabilities on both ends. I think it puts you a first-line view of what's going on if the body cams are not altered, I would say. So I think it's something that it's needed in the communities for the police officers and vice versa for the safety of the police officers and the person that's being arrested or in question.
I know one concern I've heard is the invasion of privacy, but I believe the rule is officers wouldn't have cameras on during their entire shift, but just rather during encounters. And perhaps those cameras could tell the whole truth. If we saw those, it might clear up some inconsistencies.
I would agree. If it taped the entire viewing of the shifts, it kind of gives you an idea of who the officer is. And sometimes when you have the cameras on, I know the camera is on, so I'm going to put my best foot forward, opposed to if it's cut off, then I'm able to say and do whatever I would normally do if the cameras were on.
You're both nodding your heads now. You're going to hurt yourself. You're nodding so hard.
I'm sorry. I think when I see videos from the police car of like when they pull somebody over and they're asking them questions, and for example, I'll never forget watching Sandra Bland, the video, and that really I just had a lot of emotions on that, and how the officer handled it and how she handled it. That could have went so much more differently if the officer, you know, was a little bit more I can't think of the word. A little, yeah, and she wasn't, you know, so like rushed in. I think she felt, you know, like intimidated and pressured. But like Ms. Clayette said, you know, if the camera is on the officer, we'll have a better like view of who that officer is, and are they intentionally trying to mess with the person that they're questioning and trying to hurt them, abuse them, or if there really are good officers, because there really are good officers around the world.
Let's go with that. Law enforcement deserve respect?
Right now, we need to focus on a bigger issue here. Yes, there are good police officers and there are bad police officers. But right now, we need to focus on the systematic problem that we're having in this country, and that's mass incarceration and police brutality. So as a whole, we need to address the system. You can't pinpoint one community and say, okay, because the police officers are doing great here, or a few of them are doing great in the system, that, okay, we can just kind of appease it and let it go about. No, we have to address this on a larger scale. We need to start changing the way these officers are trained. We need to start changing the hierarchy in which they get to choose which communities they police. That's another issue that we're having locally. Community oversight is something that's very needed and very important. Community oversight of the Sheriff's Department, of all these excessive complaint reports and things like that. We need other people supervising the Sheriff's Department besides just the Sheriff's Department. This is something that's needed locally and nationwide, and that's something that Answer Suncoast is actually working on.
Okay, on that note, we'll take a brief break and some final thoughts from our guests, as well as viewer mail about Friday's show. Stay with us.
ABC7 is proud to present Line Dance Central. Now you can learn popular country and not-so-country line dances from the comfort of your own home. Just visit mysuncoast.com, click on Entertainment, and you'll be kicking up your boots or flip-flops in no time. Brought to you by the White Buffalo Saloon and Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.
This is a special health alert for seniors suffering with joint pain. If you have Medicare insurance, you may qualify for high-quality support braces at little or no cost.
I'm thrilled with my knee braces.
Now, there is a simple and proven solution for seniors to get out of pain with state-of-the-art support braces.
I barely feel any pain at all.
Braces for your knees and back, as well as your shoulders and ankles, too.
I'm so happy with the quality of these braces.
Call now, and you could qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost.
I can play ball again and it doesn't hurt.
And because of my Medicare coverage, it costs me next to nothing.
So call now.
And because I have this red, white, and blue Medicare card, my braces have cost me just about nothing.
It's true. You may get a knee, back, shoulder, and ankle brace at little or no cost.
They qualified me for 2 knee braces and a back brace.
If you have knee or back pain, give them a call. They can help.
1-800-476-8967. 1-800-476-8967.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Welcome back. A younger generation involved with activism. We're joined now by our panel for some final thoughts. And Tarnisha, why don't you start our final thoughts?
Just want to highlight, and actually I want to celebrate this young lady here, Zaria, for taking the spear by the horn and taking it forward. And historically, that has been the arena of freedom fighting. It has been around the younger generation. And so that's something that I think has gone passed down from generation to generation. And this is nothing new has happened up under the sun. And I believe that we talk about the lost generation, but I believe that you guys are not a lost generation, that you're carrying that torch. And we're really excited about the carrying of the torch. And we also, next week on October the 14th, we have Trayvon Martin's dad, Tracy Martin, who will be our keynote speaker here at the NAACP of Manatee County. So we're really excited about that.
Right, and before that, you have an event as well, Zaria?
Yes, next Saturday we will be having another rally at Riverwalk from 10 a.m. to 12 in the afternoon. And we have a GoFundMe set up. We're doing a community cookout for the homeless November 12th, and we would love any type of donations. And you know, everybody can come out, you know, support. So it'll be very good and important for that to happen.
Good. Nanette?
I just want to end by saying this is a time for the youth to have their voices be heard. And I am calling on all local community leaders, on all mentors to come out and really support them, help them in this journey. It's our duty as older adults and as the elders to, as Tarnisha said, pass them the torch and to help them along this journey because they require our mentorship and our guidance.
Zaria, do you have any goals of working in, what are your career goals?
Of course, college. I want to do music production, but now that all of this is happening, I kind of wish I could just jam pack all of this plus music. I know I can do it, and it'd be something so different to do. So I'll be going off to school somewhere to learn about music production and do further things.
I'm sure you'll do very well, whatever you choose.
Thank you.
Before we go, we want to share some viewer mail from Friday's program, in case you saw it. Our topic was immigrant workers here on the Suncoast. The majority of them support themselves as day laborers, often in construction or agriculture. Because of their legal status, though, benefits and protections aren't available. Here's what you say about that. John Hurley Jr. wrote, if someone wants to come for the American dream, they should do it legally, just like our ancestors did. Otherwise, they are here illegally and should be sent back to where they came from. Jeannie Harrington writes, it's not right to punish people who want to come here and have a better life. Most refugees have skills and talents. People act like all of them are not good people, and that's not true. And Sean B. writes, I work on the side of the road cutting grass. I supervise about 12 immigrant workers. I wouldn't trade them for 50 young Americans. We tried. It doesn't work, or they don't work. If you want to comment on tonight's topic, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news7. Thanks again to our guest tonight, Tarnisha, Zaria, and Nanette. Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Up next, the forecast and today's top news stories.
Game on, Suncoast. Get scores and highlights from the area's top high school matchups on Football Friday night, just after the news at 11:15. Sponsored by Gulf Coast Honda.
For your plumbing and electrical or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, AND services.com.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Hurricane Matthew continues to work its way toward Florida's east coast. For more on the storm, let's go to our chief meteorologist, Bob Harrigan, with the latest details. Bob?
That's right. And some people are thinking what we're getting today is a part of it. It's not. And get a look at this dramatic photo that was sent into pics at mysuncoast.com. This was at Boca Grande. Just happened late this afternoon. This was sent in by Trees by the Sea at pics at mysuncoast.com. That's the address they sent it to. Appreciate that amazing photo of a water spout right there near Boca Grande. And another photo sent into the flooding moved much more north in Palmetto. Jim Wright showing some of the roadways there covered in water as a result of over 3 inches of rain that fell in just a short period of time. And we're in for more of the same, I think. Tomorrow afternoon, there'll be plenty of tropical moisture around and a good chance for showers and storms. As we look at Lakewood Ranch, you can see the time lapse showing clouds moving through occasionally now and again. And this video sent in by Sherry Butte. And I'll tell you, this was right there in 301 by the Outlet Mall near Ellington. And you can see even this truck having some trouble having to move out of the right side lane because of that water gathering. And that's what's going on right now. The ground is so saturated that the rain is so heavy at times, it just washes right into the roadway. And a lot of the drainage systems just can't handle that much water that quickly. And guess what? There's more out there in the Gulf, and quite a bit. You can see it spinning around through Charlotte County. There's still some heavy rainfall offshore of Charlotte and into Sarasota. More storms, it looks like, heading toward Lakewood Ranch. It's nothing severe at this point, although there were some winds gusting as high as 50 miles an hour today at the Rod and Reel Pier just around 3 o'clock this afternoon. You can see Northport along I-75. Tough driving all the way down to Port Charlotte, Rotunda, Inglewood. Also getting some rainfall now, and I got a report in an email from a person in Venice reporting some of the heaviest rain they've seen thus far, and that happened right there near Inglewood and Venice. You can see the rain light now into northwest Bradenton, Anna Maria, and near Palmetto and Bradenton. There's some pretty heavy showers just north of that. Lakewood Ranch getting some light to moderate precipitation. One lightning strike there just off the coast of Siesta Key. And these are rainfall totals just over the last 6 hours. And get a look at some of this over parts of Manatee County. You can see 3.2 inches of rainfall near Holmes Beach and also near Palmasola, 1.2 in downtown Bradenton. And then down south, I mentioned near Inglewood and Venice, there it is, over 3 inches of rainfall. And near Northport and I-75 in between there, near Veterans Boulevard, near Port Charlotte, 4 inches of rain. And again, this has nothing to do with what Matthew is doing. We'll talk more about that in a bit. 76 right now at the airport. Dew point is 71, so the benefit of these showers and heavy rain cooling things down a bit after a high today was 89 degrees, above average. 87 is our normal, not close to the record, and 86 degrees in Tallahassee now. It's 80 in Orlando, cooler in Jacksonville, and 85 now in Key West. And as far as the trough of low pressure goes, this trough will eventually exit off to the right and to the east, and this is going to be a player as far as the future movement of what is now a major hurricane. And it looks like it's getting a little bit better organized in the latest water vapor imagery. There's another system here trying to develop, and it has a chance to, and this may be influencing what this high pressure ridge is doing to the west of that. It may be forcing it somewhat to the west, and thus the computer forecast models are shifting a bit to the west. In fact, they moved 90 miles in just the last forecast path and track from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. this evening. Jamaica getting a bit of a break here, but they're still going to see rough weather conditions, strong storm surge, flooding and life-threatening rain, and the winds won't be nearly as strong, but in Haiti they will be. 140 mile-an-hour winds expected to make landfall sometime in the early morning hours, say around 4 or 5 o'clock. And then there's the forecast path and track. I wish I had better news that it was all moving east, but it's not. So we'll see how the trend is. The next full advisory comes out at 11 o'clock, and there could possibly be another shift. We'll see how that plays out. But very close to Florida. In fact, the hurricane center has now put us back in as far as the cone of uncertainty goes for much of the east coast of Florida. So far, we're looking pretty good here, but things may change. We'll have to keep a very close eye on that. Seas running 2 feet or less tomorrow. We'll start off with partly cloudy skies in the morning to mostly cloudy conditions. A low tide upcoming 8:47 and another low tide at 9:45 tomorrow morning. So it looks like this tonight. Showers, some strong storms still possible, but most of the severe weather is over. And then partly cloudy skies. Then mainly afternoon storms tomorrow. Good chance for more rain and a high of 88 degrees. The extended forecast does call for less of a chance as we push into the weekend as Matthew takes off. We'll be right back after this.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop head that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
On the campaign trail, the latest issue seems to be Donald Trump's taxes. As reporter Emily Schmidt tells us, there are reports he may not have paid taxes for 18 years.
In an election year, there's the campaign trail. And there's the paper trail, with the New York Times publishing parts of what it calls Donald Trump's 1995 state tax returns. They show a $916 million loss, enough not to pay federal income taxes for 18 years. Monday, Hillary Clinton worked to show those trails intersect.
In a category by himself, there's Donald Trump.
Clinton said Trump was taking from America while leaving everyone else with the bill.
It seems he was contributing nothing to our nation.
Trump supporters spin the story differently.
The man's a genius.
There's no one who's shown more genius.
Pointing out the New York Times did not find Trump did anything illegal. Hillary Clinton's response:
what kind of genius loses $1 billion in a single year?
Trump has tweeted he knows the tax laws and can fix them. In Virginia Monday, Trump tried to steer the conversation in a new direction, seeking to turn a critical focus back on Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton's only experience in cybersecurity involves her criminal scheme to violate federal law, engineering a massive cover-up and putting the entire nation in harm's way.
The timing makes it difficult to avoid tough questions. The vice presidential debate is Tuesday, the second presidential face-off Sunday. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Over 2 million vote-by-mail ballots will start going out tomorrow statewide. About 1 million Republicans and about 900,000 Democrats have requested ballots already. Another 500,000 go to independents. The Secretary of State expects a high turnout, and one reason is the different ways to vote in Florida.
We here in Florida, we have got many options to vote. You can vote by mail,
You can early vote at early voting locations, and you can find those early voting locations by checking with your supervisor of elections or going to yourvoteflorida.com.
So far, almost 2,800 mail ballots have been returned by military personnel and residents living abroad. The deadline to register to vote is a week from tomorrow. President Obama is coming to the Bay Area this week. He'll be on the campus of USF in Tampa on Wednesday. He'll reportedly discuss the progress made by his Affordable Care Act. The White House says USF has led efforts to sign people up for health insurance and offer a diverse set of training programs for health professionals. All tickets are already passed out, by the way. We'll have full coverage on this visit on Wednesday on our newscast and also on our website, mysuncoast.com. A setback for President Obama at the U.S. Supreme Court today. The court refused a request from the White House to rehear a case concerning Obama's executive actions on immigration. This deal is a blow to the president's attempt to allow more than 4 million undocumented immigrants to apply for work authorization and benefits. Last June, the 8-member court announced it was evenly divided in the case and issued a one-sentence ruling upholding a lower court opinion that blocked the programs. Now, the court remains down one justice, of course, since the death of Antonin Scalia earlier this year. It is evenly divided right now between conservative and liberal-leaning justices. The court also refused to hear an appeal from a lower court involving the state of Florida. It involves a Jacksonville man who had been sentenced to death. Today, they upheld a ruling that said the lawyer for John Gary Hardwick did not adequately represent him. Last year, an appeals court overturned Hardwick's death sentence. He was convicted of killing a 17-year-old boy in a drug dispute back in 1984. The Seminole Tribe of Florida and the state of Florida went to court today, and a ruling may affect the future of gambling in Florida. This trial in Tallahassee could decide whether the tribe can continue to have blackjack tables at their casinos in Florida. The dispute began last year when the tribe sued the state after key portions of a 2010 gambling deal expired. The state countersued and said the Seminoles had to remove the blackjack tables. Governor Rick Scott reached a new deal with the tribe last December that would let them keep the blackjack tables and add games such as craps and roulette, but state lawmakers rejected that. Back in this area, some major expansions are on the way for State College of Florida. Construction starts soon on a new library and learning center. A groundbreaking was held today for the school's new library and learning center. It'll also include a student service center as well as a film production studio. The project will cost more than $17 million, and the school is trying to raise $1 million more. The center should be complete by the year 2018. And that is all our time for now. I'm Ray Collins. Thanks for watching. More tonight at 11. See you then.